Oh hey, it's Emily, and today I wanted to talk about some anticipated releases for the second half of the year. I did this for the first 6 months. I'll link that below in case you're curious. And I wanted to do one for the second part of the year. I've got a list on my phone, so that's what I'll be looking at. Well, let's just jump right into some books that I'm really excited about being released in the second half of the year. The first one is on July 6th, and that is Survive the Night by Riley Sager. This takes place, is it in the 90s? It takes place a little while ago and follows a college student who's going home. There's a campus killer that has apparently killed some students on campus, including our main character's roommate, and she is going home for a little while. She catches a ride, and the person she catches the ride with might just be the campus killer, potentially. So very intrigued about that. The next one that I'm very excited about is coming out on July 13th, and that is A Psalm for the Wild, built by Becky Chambers. This is the second release that Becky Chambers has this year. She released her 4th book in the Wayfarer series earlier this year, and it was amazing as usual, and I'm very excited for this. This is a novella that's a start of, I believe, a new novella series, I think. And this one follows a world where robots, basically picked up and left humanity. They've gotten to the point where they can just leave. But they promise to come back to check in on humanity. So apparently some AI or some robots of some sort have come back to Earth to check in on humans and ask what we need. That's literally all I know, but it's Becky Chambers, so I'm sure it's going to be absolutely incredible. Let's see, the next one that I'm not going to talk as much about the next books in series that I'm excited about. I might mention a couple, but I'm going to try to stay away from those. The next one that I'm excited about, though, is the Dating Playbook, which is part of a series of companion romance novels. And the first one is The Boyfriend Project, which I had a ton of fun with. And it's a group of 3 friends. This is the second one. I believe this one follows Taylor, if I remember correctly, and I'm assuming the third one will follow London. And I'm stoked. So definitely looking forward to that. The next one I'm excited about comes out on September 7th, and that is Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. I've only read one other Alice Feeney, and so I'd like to read some more of her work. And I think this one follows it's a domestic thriller that follows a married couple. I don't remember exactly what happens, but I'm intrigued to check out another Alice Feeney. There's also on that day coming out So Many Beginnings by Bethany C. Morrow, and this is apparently a Little Women remix focused on a Black family, and it's just supposed to be a really cool retelling of Little Women. So I'm very excited for that. The next one is coming out on September 21st, and that is Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. I think this one follows someone who ferries spirits, like, between the land of the living and the dead. I don't remember too much about what this one is about, but this is the next TJ Klune release, and I enjoyed House in the Cerulean Sea. That is also the day that the 3rd book in the Greenbone saga is coming out, and I'm very intrigued to try this series. I think it's going to be a trilogy, so the fact that it's now fully released is very exciting. And this one just follows a world where so the first book is Jade City, and it follows a world where there are certain people who have the ability to harness jade for certain powers, and this ability is controlled by a couple of different families, it seems like. So it's like fantastical mob family story that just seems very intriguing. The next ones that I'm excited about include the second Aristotle and Dante that's coming out on October 12th. I did enjoy Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets to the Universe, so I'm intrigued to read the next one, and I hope that Lin-Manuel Miranda narrates the audiobook for this one as well. He narrated the first one, and it was just a delight to hear him narrate it, so hopefully he'll narrate that one as well, and I'll be able to listen to it on audio. On October 19th, we're getting Well Matched, which is the 3rd book after Well Met and Well Played by Jen DeLuca, and this one is going to follow our original character, or our original main protagonist, Emily's older sister, and her story. So very excited. And There's October 19th is also the day that Alexis Hall is coming out with another book, and it is The Duke Who Loved Me. I don't know too much about this one, but I absolutely adored boyfriend material, so I'm very excited for anything else that Alexis comes out with. And the last ones that I'm going to talk about are coming out on November 16th, and that is The Nobleman's Guide to Scandals and Shipwrecks by Mackenzie Lee. I absolutely have adored this series from her, so I'm very excited to get another one. I don't remember who this follows, but it's a series of companion novellas set in the same world that are just a mix of historical, hilarious, there are some fantastical elements, and they're a pure delight. I've absolutely loved them. And November 16th is also when we're getting a graphic novel adaptation of Graceling by Kristen Kishore. So I'm excited to see that adapted into graphic novel form. I think it would be very interesting to see that in that format, so very excited for that. And that is also the day that These Violent Ends is coming out by Chloe Gong. This is the second book after These Violent Delights, and I had a lot of fun with that one last year. This one is a very light Romeo and Juliet retelling set in Shanghai in the 1920s. Adds some fantastical elements. There's a sickness going around, and Juliet and Roma need to team up in order to figure out what's going on. The romantic elements are very light in the first one, and they kind of have a history, but it's very light in the first book. It's mostly about this sickness and Roma and Juliet trying to figure out what's going on. And I was super intrigued by the first one, so very interested to continue. So those are just some books that I'm excited about that are coming out in the second half of the year. Let me know what books that are coming out that you're interested in, or if you're interested in any of these books as well. And I'll be sure to link my Twitter and Instagram down below. That's where I like to hang out. I will also link more information about how you can support the Black Lives Matter movement, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.